Ever wondered who owns the internet or the power grid? Well, what if I told you the answer could actually be you? Today we're diving into this really fascinating idea called DePIN. It's a movement that's quietly building the infrastructure of tomorrow, not from the top down, but from the ground up.
To really get why this is such a big deal, we need to start with just one word: billions. It's a huge, staggering number that points to an enormous shift happening as we speak.
That's right. We're talking about billions of new smart devices. Everything from tiny sensors to cameras, even your smart toaster. They're all joining the Internet of Things. And all that new hardware is creating a massive, and I mean massive, demand for infrastructure that's reliable and secure. It's a demand our current systems are really starting to struggle with.
All these new devices are creating what you could call a data tsunami. And that's why our first section is called The Coming Data Flood. The old, centralized ways of managing all this stuff, they just can't keep up.
So on this slide, you can really see the two competing models, side by side. On the left, you've got your traditional centralized approach. It's super expensive to build, it's often inefficient, and maybe worst of all, it's dangerously vulnerable. A single point of failure can take down the whole system. But on the right, you've got the DePIN alternative. Decentralized, community-powered, and way more resilient. So what is this alternative exactly? Well, that brings us right to Section 2. DePIN, a truly people-powered network.
Okay, the name pretty much says it all. DePIN stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks. The really crucial part here is that these are networks built by communities of regular people, not some giant corporation. They use blockchain technology to coordinate and manage real-world hardware, things like sensors, wireless hotspots, or data storage.
And the way DePIN grows is so simple, but honestly, it's brilliant. It's this three-step process you see here. First, people deploy the hardware that the network needs. Second, that hardware provides a real service, like connectivity or data. And third, they earn token rewards for contributing. This creates this awesome, self-sustaining loop that helps the network just explode with growth, all from the ground up. But, this whole cycle only works if the incentives are right. Just paying someone isn't enough to build a reliable global network. And that brings us to Section 3, the engine, smarter incentives. This is really the secret sauce that makes DePIN not just a cool idea, but something that actually works.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If anyone can join in, how do you stop people from providing a terrible service, or maybe even trying to cheat the system? Well, the answer is in this sophisticated economic model that folks in the space call tokenomics.
You see, these networks have evolved way beyond just simple payments. Here, your rewards are actually based on your performance. We're talking things like uptime and how accurate your data is. The rewards are also dynamic, so they can adjust based on what the network actually needs at any given moment. But most importantly, they use these two really powerful tools you see at the bottom: staking and slashing.
Let's break that down because it's super important. Think of staking as the promise. A participant locks up some of their own tokens as collateral. They're literally putting skin in the game, saying, hey, I'm committed to providing good service. Slashing, on the other hand, is the penalty. If they fail to meet the network's quality standards, boof, they lose those tokens they staked. It's this really clever carrot and stick approach that builds trust and accountability right into the code of the system.
Now, this powerful model isn't just for connecting smart devices. In Section 4, we're going to see how DePIN is about so much more than just gadgets.
Seriously, this core idea of using token incentives to build out physical infrastructure from scratch, it's like a blueprint that you can apply to almost any industry out there. It really is a fundamental shift in how we build and manage our physical world.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine a world with truly transparent supply chains where you know exactly where your stuff came from. Or how about decentralized energy grids, where you could sell your extra solar power directly to your neighbor, making the whole grid more resilient. DePIN could even power these huge, user-owned networks for things like data storage or wireless connectivity. The potential is just enormous. Naturally, with all this potential, investors are starting to pay close attention. And yeah, the chance for growth is obvious, but it's not a free lunch. The success of these projects really depends on real-world adoption, having solid technology, and being able to navigate the super complex world of regulations. So doing your homework is absolutely critical here. All right, this brings us to our final section, where we're going to look over the horizon. What's next for DePIN?
The evolution here doesn't just stop with smarter token models. The next big frontier is integrating AI and machine learning. Imagine self-managing networks that can automatically figure out where to send resources, validate data, and just optimize everything in real time. That could take efficiency and scale to a whole new level.
And that really gets to the heart of it all. As our source material puts it, this isn't just some fleeting trend. DePIN represents a fundamental, transformative force. It's laying the foundation for a more resilient, more efficient, and more inclusive world, one that's powered by all of us.
So, as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. As this technology gets better and starts to spread, what part of our physical world, from our energy grids to our supply chains, what do you think will be decentralized next? The possibilities are really just starting to unfold. Thanks for tuning in.